minds can't go by fast enough. Can't wait to hear you call my name and tell me that you miss me. I'll say me to hold you close and promise that you never will submit to run away. And if you decide to leave, I'll go with you.
Hello and welcome to the K-RAD Radio Podcast. We are back here at Mesa Music Festival, and I'm super stoked because we have a really good band here with us, and they're friends.
I don't know if I'd say that.
They're friends of ours from No Refills, but WinterHaven. Hello and welcome to the K-RAD Radio Podcast.
Yo, thanks so much for having us.
Yeah. Well, I guess first and foremost, for people that aren't in the know, who should be in the know, you guys need to know WinterHaven because they are some of the dopest punk rocker aficionado young humans out there, and they're from beautiful Flagstaff, Arizona, and they're playing here tonight, and I believe that they have some new stuff on the way too.
We do. We have an album coming out pretty soon.
Awesome. Well, hey, I guess before we kind of jump into it, what are your guys's biggest influences or reasons for starting a band, I guess, in general?
Definitely the Wiggles. I watch them a lot, and they're my favorite thing in the world.
Shout out to the Wiggles.
No, just
Always.
kidding. I don't know. I like being in a band because I like writing music and stuff, so that's kind of the biggest motivation for that. I like watching live people play, so every time you see Blink-182, they'd see them on stage and they have that fun on stage. I was like, I want to do that.
Right?
Fun.
What was your guys' first show ever?
That's different for both of us.
Yeah, so he joined the band just a couple months ago.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
Yeah, we've been a band for about a year, and then we switched drummers in August. So yeah, I don't know when your first show was.
My first show was I'm 100 years old now. My first show was when I was 14 or 15 at this place called The Firehouse. It's in downtown Phoenix. It was just this weird art venue thing on Something-th and Roosevelt. I can't even remember the address anymore, but that was my first high school show. And then you had a different show before WinterHaven was this WinterHaven, right?
No, yeah, when WinterHaven was the original lineup, because WinterHaven was my first band. I haven't done anything before that.
Very cool.
We played at this dive bar in Flagstaff, the Green Room. We had a 9-song set. They were all originals, and we had it prepared in a month of being in a band. We were like, we're going to be in a band, we're going to get this done. And then they contacted us. They're like, you got a show. And we're like, this is way earlier than we thought it was going to be.
You're like, ah, shit.
Yeah, so we threw it all together, and we did our best.
Hell yeah. Well, no, you guys are dope. You're selling yourself short. You guys are super dope. I know the Green Room, too, is no dive bar. That's a legit-ass venue. I love that place. Shout out to Green Room. They have some really cool bands that come through. But I know with you guys specifically, the Battle of the Bands that you guys had won not too long ago, that was a big deal. That was a big deal. That was a couple months ago?
Yeah, I think that was in March we won that. And that was really cool because we got recording time from that. We got stuff online because of that. Our Instagram blew up, which is really convenient for being a band for so little time.
True.
And it was a good show to play. I love playing at the Orpheum up there. It was fun.
Yeah, that is a super rad venue. After that show, we finally hit 500 subs on the Instagram, and for the thank you for that many people following us. Brendo over there had to eat a whole can of Bush's baked beans in under a minute, and he failed miserably. So because of that, we dumped a 5-gallon Home Depot bucket full of Bush's baked onto him.
That's incredible. That's incredible. I feel like it's one of those challenges. You guys remember when it was the cinnamon challenge?
Yeah.
And
it's really
the
reminiscent.
gallon of milk one thing. Is that another one of those, the beans? I've never heard of that one.
No,
is
we
that
did.
Just your own.
We invented it ourselves. We're gonna keep trying to do stuff like that.
Trademark it.
Yeah, man. We're just gonna put it in. We're just gonna make us eat weird shit. And
do you guys remember Beans from Even Stevens? I don't know if that's too old for you guys.
I'm too young.
That's fair.
I remember Even Stevens, but I couldn't place anything. It's one of those things that was I remember vaguely watching, but I had never paid enough attention.
Sure. Good old Shia. Oh, how he has branched off. But
Actual campus.
no, man. I'm excited to see you guys tonight.
We're excited to see you.
Are you going to be performing any of the new music off of your new album tonight as sort of a tester or addition to your set, or are you going to keep it hold close to the chest?
Well, everything that's on the album is just kind of, we play it when we want to. We have a lot of music, and we just cycle through all of it. So,
Well, it's funny because some of the newer stuff is new to the point where it's not on the album. So, like, there's new songs that'll be played tonight that won't be recorded for 70 years.
Because we wrote them after the album was done. So
Yeah.
You're like, we wrote this yesterday. I always think that's a funny line when someone will come up and be like, hey, we wrote the song yesterday. And then
1, 2, 3, 4.
And you're like, all right, cool, man. I don't know what that was, but it was awesome. What if you guys had like a goal of like a band that you guys could go on tour with or like play with? Who for you guys would be one of those bands?
No refills.
After my own heart. After my own heart.
I don't know. I personally really like Alkaline Trio.
Right on.
I would love to meet those guys and play with those guys. But that's personal. Everybody else in the band doesn't like them as much as I do.
What about you, good sir?
Man. I mean, if we could just even play the one show, not even with, but even just next to Paramore.
Oh,
That'd
yeah.
be pretty
God.
Haley
legendary.
Williams, that's the move. I changed my answer. I want Paramore too.
Nope.
Change it to Paramore. Paramore. Are they, well, because they came out with the new album, right? Not too long ago.
They did a little bit ago.
Yeah.
Did you guys have a chance to listen to it at all?
Religiously. I don't know what you mean. It's my ringtone.
It
The
was- I
second
think-
it dropped, I knew every song.
Well, no, the reason I ask is because, like, I love their older stuff that was like, you know,
Of course.
Oh,
you know, yeah,
right,
like
yeah.
they're hits, right?
You can't
And,
not like that. It's
right.
against every law in the universe.
I mean, how many female front vocalists and like female musicians did she inspire? You know what I mean? Like
All
how
of
cool,
them.
right? That's what I'm.
Every
her
single one.
and freaking like Stevie Nicks and you know, Pat Benatar. You know, Haley is right up there, and like,
absolutely.
especially for metal. Like there really aren't too many influential like people in like the alt scene or like metal scene, and that's why. Do you guys know Fairy Bones from Phoenix at all? You familiar with them?
I think I heard them on something.
You guys should check them out. I had Chelsea on the podcast. They're super dope.
Hell
And
yeah.
she's the front woman for the band.
What are they called again? Fairy Bones?
Fairy Bones. Yeah, they're super dope. But I feel like their new album was sort of a Paramore was sort of a departure from the old stuff because they're like, we're changing, we're new.
It did.
Right?
It was
Yeah.
a lot more like synthy and
More pop, right?
yeah, more.
Yeah,
popped
definitely
out.
more pop. I mean, it's still, at the end of the day, a bop is a bop is a bop. But,
Music is music.
All
yeah.
the bops. But I agree with that, you know, and I think you should never knock an artist for developing and changing their sound if that's how they feel.
Oh, absolutely.
I think the part where it starts to get disingenuous is when it's like, you know, if they're controlled by a record label and they're like, this is the sound you need to do, and they're like not into it.
Because you can always tell,
you
though,
alienate your fans.
like if it's the artist that's like, I wanna hop on that new shit, or if it's just the label pushing like, this is what's really big right now, guys, you gotta do it.
mumble rap, let's do it, and they're like, we're
Yeah.
a country band. This doesn't make sense.
That's why would I? What?
Mumble rap, country music.
We're gonna
That
get
could be a
into
new.
it. Actually, I think that's our plan for
That's
WinterHaven.
the whole album for WinterHaven. It's actually mumble.
it's actually Christian gospel rap.
Christian gospel rap
So, that's what we're
mixed
gonna
with
get
mumble
into.
rap
Right.
country.
Well, you can mumble Christian gospel rap at the end of the day, because the background can be the gospel, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you can be the mumbler.
That's
Add some
true.
banjos,
Your
some
background
country.
singers are infinitely more talented than you are.
Right? That's like Kanye's album. You know, he went full Jesus.
He
You know?
did. He kind of
Yeah.
flipped a bitch, went all
Yeah.
religious.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that's great. I mean,
gotta
you
do what
want
you
to
gotta do.
want to see people turning to something positive like religion. My question is like, you know, is his next album gonna be the devil, or like denouncing religion for like, you know what I mean? Like, is it one of those kind of plays? Like,
so he's not even concept album; it's gonna be a concept discography.
Who knows, man? I mean, that guy is like such a legend with how many songs and tracks and just his like famous persona. But I just hope that it's genuine, you know.
Right.
And I feel like it probably is, because he's a wild guy. Like, I've always been a fan of Kanye. A lot of people talk shit, but I think he's a musical genius.
Oh, musically, he's absolutely a legend. Even just personally, he's a legend. It's just sometimes it's like, whoa, not everybody's ready for it.
Right. When you throw on that, I feel like he was probably like, he's like, man, I want something that my grandma could jam to in the car. You know, 'cause she always bumps that gospel shit, but she can't bump any of my Pablo shit. We gotta get some of that mixed. But who knows? Who knows what's going on in Kanye's head?
I don't think Kanye does. He's just kind of.
He just figures it out, man. At the end of the
Maybe
day.
Kim cracked the code. That's why they're so close. I don't know. But bringing it back to the festival, what do you guys think of Mesa Music Festival so far? You guys having a good time?
This has been super rad.
Yeah, I'm having fun with it. I think it's really cool how it's just like all up and down the street. Like there's just music going the whole time. I think it's super cool.
Hell yeah. And what's cool too is like we're talking about to Radio Fix a little bit on their way out, but just that sense of community, you know. And I think that that's something that's missed in a lot of the scenes these days is bands coming to support other bands' sets, you know, when they're not performing, or when you know, if there's like a venue or a show going on, because of the venues they're so spaced out, it's hard to catch more than one show or go support. It's like you got to vote, you know, one or the other. And what's cool about this is that it's like it's all in one place. Everyone's kind of like, I don't want to say stuck here, but like captive audience, you know, and like more willing to support people. So it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, it's been really fun. Like you can just see like that just kind of foot traffic, you know what I mean? Even people that don't stick around for your entire set, they might have just heard a snippet of a song and then, you know, maybe that's stuck in their head the rest of the day. So that's why you just got to shout out your band name every 4.5 seconds in the middle of your songs.
Right. We're just throwing the puns. Like, have you heard of the Game of Thrones new season that's coming? It's about the Haven. Winter.
Hell yeah.
But no, man. Do you guys have an album name picked out for anything, or is there a expected release date that people can stay on the radar with?
We've definitely been trying to get a release date. It's been a little finicky as of right now, but we're hoping by the end of the year it'll be done, it'll be out, it'll be good to go. We're really not sure on that.
At this point, we've done all that we can. It's just a matter of like mixing and mastering, and then like, you know, seeing the first cut, pushing back some of it, kind of deal. You know what I mean? Just figuring out what the Mudshark, they're the ones doing our album. It's just kind of figuring out with them what we want the sound to be.
Right on. Is it called Mudshark Recording Studio, or what's the full name?
I think it's just Mudshark
It's
Studios.
Mudshark Recording Studios.
Oh, is it?
Mudshark
Right.
Recording Studios. Shout
I don't
out to
know
you
anything.
guys mixing the band's music. And I guess, what was that process like? Because you guys recorded your first album. How did it differ this time around as compared to the album before?
Well, so the other one was an EP, and it's a little bit hodgepodge. The first 3 tracks on that EP were from a good buddy of ours named Chad, and he was super nice. He just helped us with his home studio, and like his band records on that, and so he let us use that, and he mixed that himself, and that was pretty cool. And then with Mudshark, we did 2 songs with them, and those are the other 2 on that EP. And yeah, it was cool. I mean, we went through the whole album per instrument, right? That's how we did it?
Yeah, so that was really interesting for me because, like we said earlier, I joined in like August, and then it was early October that we started recording. So I was like, I had no time flat to be like, oh, this is what the songs are. Very neat. So that was really interesting, and I had just recorded a different EP for my other band, and just seeing the way like it differs between how Tyler Goldenberg recorded our stuff for my other band, Second Take. Super awesome dude. He's down here, so if any local music people need a recording guy.
Yeah, what's his name again? We'll shout him out.
Tyler Goldenberg.
Tyler Goldenberg.
My boy. So like recording with him at at whatever studio in like Goodyear that we did, and then having those drums, it was like a studio kit that I used, and then it was like triggers for like the actual sounds that you hear, and then versus at Mud Shark, it's like more raw, like it's my kit, all of my stuffs, and I don't think he uses any like trigger stuffs at all. So it's like I'm nervous about both, but I'm arguably more nervous about this one because it's like if this one's terrible, it's because I'm terrible.
Shit, right? That's the truth unveiled, because it's always the thing, right? Like you want the studio sound to capture what it's like to hear you live, or like how you hear yourselves.
Absolutely.
When you're at practice and you're dialed in and you're like, fuck yeah, this is it. And sometimes that can get lost in the mix, or like whatever happens, along the way, and that gets lost. And I think that's one of those things that I was talking to Radio Fix about too, was that capturing the takes that you are going for with the emotion in it too. So it's like, instead of just being on your 30th take and like, all right, let's go, really trying to put everything into it.
Yeah, especially in a punk band recording vocals. That is a really important thing, because the fourth track into a song that's like right at the tip of my range, it's hard. It's like, yeah, by the end of it, I'm like, let's just take care of this. I'm done recording, man. This is tiring. And so it's tough to try and get that emotion that's in this, that I wrote the song in to have that. So
you just need to have one of your members pour cold baked beans on
during
the recording session.
Yeah.
Well, because if you hear that,
right, the ASMR, like beans like dripping down. That's super creepy. But no, I think, did we want to do a John Cena at some point too?
Oh yeah,
Let's,
tag team somebody out.
All right, we're gonna do a tag team switch here.
we'll
so
swap out me for.
And his name is John
All right.
Cena.
What's up, y'all? We just did the John Cena switch on you, and we went ahead and brought in the guitarist because we were a limited time here. How are you?
Doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, man. Doing great. I am super stoked that you guys were down to come on here too, because your stage presence is like very interesting. You're like,
Really?
I feel like, because you shred on the guitar.
I wouldn't say shred.
Dude,
but
you shred.
I'd say
you shred.
Thank you.
You shred on the guitar.
Thank you.
And like, if I was just watching, like if I just had a close up of like here, I'd be like, is this guy playing chess? Or what's happening?
Yeah, actually, we make fun of him all the time for it. We're like, Brendo, you're just kind of standing there, man. I don't know what to. You look really focused.
I'm locked in.
No, you're lying. That's what I'm saying. Like it's awesome. Like, and that was like one of the scariest moments for me, or like awesome. Like I went to Slipknot.
Yeah.
Saw Slipknot.
Yep.
And Joey Jordison was just like, or not Joey Jordison, the Mick Thompson.
Yeah.
Was just like,
Yep.
Yep. And I like made eye contact with him at some point. It was just like staring into a black hole. And I was like, oh,
Yep.
fuck.
Yep.
Fuck.
But
But
intimidating dude.
no, man. What was your take on the new record? How do you feel about it?
I personally really like it. This was the first time we've been in the studio where we can sit down and take our time recording, because we didn't want to use a lot of Chad's time, so we were really gracious for that. So a lot of tracks were laid down for guitar, a lot of tracks. So I'm excited to hear it.
Hell
I really
yeah.
wanna hear it.
Hell yeah.
That's true, because none of us know exactly what we all did. 'Cause
Yeah.
Not all of us were there for all the recording. It's like I don't know exactly what all the
So
guitars.
he's gonna hear
like.
shit that he's never heard before when we're playing
Yeah.
live
Sneaking
or in
stuff in.
practice.
Yeah, I put some vocal shit in there that nobody knows about.
I put in
Right.
a lot of synth,
No, you didn't.
some clarinet solos. I busted that out. Some kazoo. So
getting
he'll be
kicked out.
excited.
Yeah, some ethereal,
Yeah.
yodeling.
Yeah.
Thrown
Yeah.
in the mix.
Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That's necessary.
Absolutely.
But hell yeah, man. And like, kind of did a little round robin. But who are some of your influences on the guitar?
My first influence ever was Sinister Gates from Avenged Sevenfold.
Fuck yeah, dude. Me too.
I heard the City of Evil album when I was 6 or 7, and right there was like, I need to play guitar.
Yeah,
I need to be
right?
that guy. So my parents actually got me on my 10th birthday this Sinister Gates custom guitar.
Wow.
Before I even knew how to play electric guitar. So he's a really big one. Kirk Hammett from Metallica, obviously.
For sure.
Tony Perry from Pierce the Veil. He's another big one.
Yeah.
Then I think My second all-time favorite is Tim Mahoney from 311. All those guys put together, I think, is just my favorite blend of guitar players.
All solid influences. That's dope, man. And I think that goes too, because like the thing that blows away is like I see them like they're so young. You guys are getting into it at the right time. Like I have 2 cents. Like just stick with it because you guys have a great sound.
Thank you.
And if you guys have the drive now and you can get some traction, get some wins like you have, I think it's so key when you're first starting. And keep going with it and just know like whatever route it takes you. So just know that law of attrition, right?
Yeah.
Do it longer, do it more.
Yep.
Good things start to happen. It kind of snowballs. So I'm excited for you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've been really lucky to have the luck, I guess, that we've had because it's really put our progress really quickly because we've only been a band, for about a year. And it's just crazy the people we're meeting and the attention we're getting for the mediocre plays that we've been doing.
Yeah.
So
support too. We definitely have a lot of support coming from our families and our friends. Even if we're not selling out shows, we still have friends coming, our families come. So that also goes a really long way, which is appreciated.
Hell yeah. Well, that's what it's about, man. It's about that organic connection, the belief in the music. And like you can tell you guys fucking dig, Green Day and fucking like old school like punk. And I think that it's super dope to see that you guys are carrying that torch because I think that's like for the older rockers. Like I talked to India and he's like the scene is tired, like you know what I mean. It's like because things have changed so much. It's like you hope that not that rock will ever die because fucking rock will never die, but you need that interest in in high school.
Yep.
What's that like, by the way, when you're in high school and you're like, oh, come check our band? Well, like, I was never in a band in high school.
Well, Brendo was telling me earlier that he went to a class.
I went to class and this one girl was intimidated to talk to me because she thought I was some big rock star.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because we do a lot of work to like promote in the high school, so I'm not in high school anymore. But these two, they like put flyers on all the billboards and like they write on the chalkboards, teachers' classrooms, like WinterHaven.
Yep.
And then,
Yeah, we were like working in a group together.
So apparently at the high school, we're like big, and that's it.
That's what you want, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they say that the music that you listen to in high school is the music that will stick with you as like your go-to for like pretty much the rest of your life. Like not that your tastes don't change, but like you'll always have a super special place in your heart for like whoever you were super down with when you were like, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Like those years specifically too.
Yep.
That's dope. I think we're gonna do another John Cena here, unless is there anything else you would like to say before we do a quick John Cena switch, my friend?
I'm all good.
We're all single.
So, no, actually, our bass player's not single.
Our bass player.
But he doesn't really count. So.
Ultimate wingman. There you go.
Yeah, so everybody's single, so we gotta keep that in mind.
Ladies, careful. Are you guys minors? Is anyone 17?
No.
Okay.
Actually, he's a minor, the bassist is a minor, and then the drummer and I are not, so
it's all right. Just
we're good to go.
My emotions, they've been all tied up in knots. Last night's escapade has left me tumbled out.
And we are now here with
Yep, dude, I'm Scrotum.
Yeah, just say it like that.
The bass player.
hell yeah.
Should I introduce myself again?
Sure.
I'm Esperando Flabella Durante.
That rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, it's hard to say, but
That's
once you get it,
because-
Esperando Flabella
So
Durante.
you
Because
got
Singer Boy
Esperanda Bella Durante.
Flabella
Esperando,
Durante,
not
yes.
duh.
Yep.
Your
Fabella
man.
Durante.
And then scrotum?
Yep.
Scrotum. Scrotabulon.
Dumbass.
Scrotabulon scrotum.
Yeah.
Well, I've always wanted to have a man named Scrotum on my show, so you guys are making my dreams come true. So I am thankful for that. But, dude, I super dig your guys' band. And I've had a chance to ask everyone, and I would like to ask you, who are some of your influences?
I'd go with like Flea, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Mark Hoppus, Blink-182, Peanut, 311. A lot of those guys. I wish I could be half the bass player of any of them, but you know.
Hey man, you guys are young. There's plenty of time to keep the thing going. And did you happen to check out? I haven't read it yet, but Flea came out with a book, and I think he does the audio reading of the book too.
I did not. I have not checked that out.
You know, his family is like a total triage of like jazz musicians apparently.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I guess the book cuts out everything related to the Chili Peppers. So like FYI, if you want a Chili Peppers biography, like you're not going to get it. But if you want to hear his backstory, like I would highly recommend Flea's book. And I think he does a lot of like the trumpet style playing.
Gotcha.
So yeah. But oh yeah, dude, what was your take on the record that you guys just cut? Like from your perspective?
It was awesome. I love recording with Mudshark's always fun. Recording with these boys, and excited to get that out. Have a full album. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be a good feeling.
Hell yeah, man. Well, I know you guys are no stranger to coming down to Phoenix, but this is your guys' first time here at Mesa Music Festival.
Yeah.
For those that don't know about it or that have yet to play here, would you recommend it?
Oh yeah, it's awesome. It's really cool coming down here, especially Emin earlier was talking about like how we do the everything's like on the street, and there's just like all these like little places, shops and things, and it's just constant. But yeah, just like Jack was saying about that.
Hell yeah. I know each year they try and have a super sick either keynote speaker or headliner. And I remember hearing the name Hoobastank and being, Hooba what?
Yeah.
Huh? And I thought it was like a ska band.
Hooba Scooba
Yeah, I'm
Dick
like,
Dank.
who is this
Scuba
stanky?
Dick.
Who's this stanky band? And then I YouTubed them and I was like, oh, I know this song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's how it's been like with every single person that I've brought up. Yeah, Hoobastank is headlining. They're like, what?
Yeah.
You know?
And then you're like, listen to this, and they're all like, got you, I got you.
It's you. Dun,
Yep.
dun, dun, dun. Like every single person I feel like has heard that song before. But are there any bands performing that besides Hoobastank that you guys are pumped to see?
Actually, some guys, PTM, Promise to Myself.
Yeah, okay, cool.
We've played with them a couple times. Love those guys.
They always put on a
Stacey,
great
the
show.
manager, They're awesome.
They always put on a really, really good show.
And then
Right on.
No Refills.
Yeah.
Duh.
Of course. Can't miss that set.
Jen love. Hell yeah. Well, I'm truly appreciative of you guys coming on, and I want to know, do you guys have a rad message you'd like to share to your followers, your fans, or just anyone off in the universe?
Yeah, I mean, thanks so much for the support. We love playing music. We love, traveling around, sharing our music with people, being together.
Promote the Insta.
Oh, okay.
Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook.
1,000 followers. So at 500, we did the beans.
Yep.
At 1,000, we're thinking ketchup.
And he's going to have to eat an entire bottle of Heinz 57 original ketchup
At 1,000 followers.
at 1,000
That's
followers.
100.
And if he doesn't, he has to take a bath in it. We can fill up a bathtub of ketchup.
We're gonna have to buy a lot of ketchup.
And
It's a lot.
He's got to
that's a
stay
lot
in the
of fucking
bathtub of ketchup.
Well, we all want to see that. So go
Yeah.
follow at WinterHaven on Instagram and the Facebooks.
Not the Spanish metal band though. There is a Spanish metal band called WinterHaven. We are different. We have a capital W, capital H, one word.
Boom. Don't
Just
follow
to let
the
you know.
Conquistador metal band that is
Absolutely.
somewhat related
If you want to follow
to our
us.
friend Scrotum.
Oh,
But we're gonna bring the whole band in here, guys. Come over here.
Thank you for support for anyone who's listening and does follow us. Check us out if you haven't. We love sharing our music with people.
I'm gonna post a YouTube video of us dumping beans on Brendo.
Yep.
More
gonna
bean
be-
videos to come.
Yep.
Can't stress enough that we're all single.
and like I said, the bass player does not count.
Nobody would want to date me anyways.
Well, you have a girlfriend, so that's pretty weird. So yes, we are all single.
Call this girlfriend a nobody.
No.
So
Amazing. Well,
text her and tell her.
I want to get one take of this, but 1, 2, 3.
Name is John C.
But times pass by, and so do I, out from your mind. And don't forget that you regret leaving me behind. 'Cause when it's over, the moments never feel quite the same. And since we're over, I'll have no trouble forgetting your name. No more stupid dating games. Those toxic dreams where you always came to me and reassured my teenage mind that it's alright. You used to tell me that you're one of a kind, but since the veil's been lifted, you're not that hard to find. And times pass by, and so do I, out from your mind. And don't forget that you regret leaving me behind. 'Cause when it's over, the moments never feel quite the same. And since we're over, I'll have no trouble forgetting your name. No more stupid dating games. I used to say I'd follow you until I die. And so I'd stay, get in your way, you'd feed me lies. But now those days are far away.